Hello, Aries. This is your reading. So let's just dive right in. I hope you're doing well. Glad you're here. Let's do this. Now, Aries, the overall energy surrounding you is the Page of Cups. So you're focused on healing, focusing on receiving messages or news. But I also feel like there's a need for you to focus on using your intuition. Okay. You also could be experiencing issues with trying to heal something that you don't know how to go about healing. You could also be trying to address some sort of secrets. You also may be focusing on keeping something close to your chest with regard to messages or news, or with what you are about to create or have begun to create, that you are looking to see progress with, and quick and swift progress with. Now, for more clarity on this Page of Cups, I shuffled and got two cards that came out for you. And the first one says, don't allow history to repeat. Okay? Don't allow history to repeat. And the next one says, embrace a new partnership. So for some of you, there may be a need for you to just move the fuck on from someone or something that you prefer to heal, or you've been contemplating whether or not to heal, or you're not getting any communication or contact about, and there may be a need for you to just move on. For others of you, you don't let history repeat itself. Okay? You have the wisdom, the understanding, you have the ability to tap into your intuition and to create something different and not be repetitive and create the same thing, especially if it's not serving you, the situation, or others. Now, your energy and attitude, Aries, is you do have the sun. I like this for you. With the sun, this is talking about that you're having a positive outlook. For some of you, something is being illuminated or coming to light. For some of you, you're having like a childlike energy towards your environment, towards your world. This is you focusing on trusting and believing that all will be well and all is well. Now, in your relationships, friendships, and love, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Nice. You're experiencing stability here. Security. You feel established in your connections. You're maintaining those connections. And everyone is taking care of everybody. There's some contentment here. Okay? You feel abundant with your relationships and your connections and in love. Now, in the home, you have strength. Okay? So for some of you, I feel with strength here, you're dealing with a Leo. But I feel this is you focusing on balancing things in the home, being strong for others, for the household. This is also you showing some sort of self-restraint for the sake of stability, security, and what you have established and built. This is you focusing on protecting that with strength here. Let's take a closer look at strength. Spirit, tell me more about strength. But you're very determined as it has to do with home and family. It is possible you could be dealing with someone in the home, or as it has to do with home, where there could be a little bit of bumping of heads. You might be a little pushy, or someone might be a little pushy with you. Tell me about strength. I feel like some of you are waiting on some news, or you are considering sending a message to someone. But there may be a need for you to change your approach. Don't repeat history where if there's been some problems or difficulties, rewrite that shit. Do something else. Do something different. Tell me about strength. Okay. So there is a focus on the home with the 4 wands underneath. A focus on home, a focus on stability, a focus on having success and completion with your aims, seeing things line up, come together, work out. But on that strength, you do have the Hermit, where for the Hermit, there could be a Virgo involved. You do have the Empress, and you do have the 3 of Swords here. So you may be focusing on a mother figure, or you may have a mother in the home, or your mother or your children's mother, or this could be you, but you're focusing on being very creative on how to nurture something where there is some sort of breakdown in communication, setback, suffering, disappointment, not seeing eye to eye, and trying to find solutions and determined to do so. There may be a mother figure that is pushy, or this is about you being strong and determined to nurture where there's disappointments or setbacks and get the success of having a solution through you analyzing it, perhaps even withdrawing and going into introspection and trying to gain enlightenment in a situation on how you can progress and deal with whatever disappointment or setback that's occurring here. There may be a 3-party situation or external factors that is influencing the situation that's causing some sort of temporary setback that you're dealing with, but you are determined to push past this, maybe even use force, but I don't know, is that required? But nonetheless, this is you seeing how you can have success with this situation where there is some sort of problem in the home, or where there's a lack of seeing eye to eye, or someone feels offended or hurt in the situation, whoever that is. It even could be you. And so here may be where there may be a need to be mindful is history repeating itself in how this is playing out or being dealt with. And is there someone you're trying to separate yourself from that you're dealing with concerning your home? Because you may see, or who you're dealing with may feel like it's time for a new partnership. Now, new partnership means you want to switch out this person for somebody else, or they want to do that to you. Or this could be just simply a new partnership and coming together and rehashing things and sorting shit out and coming up with a new agreement and understanding here that dissolves this suffering, this pain, this lack, this breakdown in communication, this not seeing eye to eye, the setback that seems to be occurring in the home. Now, in your work, you do have the 8 of Pentacles. So work. You are very, very busy at work. Okay. Be mindful, though, to pay attention to the details. You may be learning a lot about work, or learning more as it has to do with the job that you are doing. But this is you also needing to be very prudent about work as well, and stay focused here, okay, on what you are doing, what you are building, what you are creating. Pay attention to the details. You may have a lot to do at work. Around your money and finances, you do have the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel with the Knight of Pentacles, money may be coming in slow but steady, or you are receiving some sort of help, or there's a need to be more conservative or conserve your money, not spend so much, or you're working very hard to earn the money that you make here. Okay, so there's a need for you to be careful about your spending in the meantime, because money is coming in slow, or maybe not at all. But you're very focused here, or there's a need to be very focused here. But definitely there's a focus on learning how to work on that money, how to build it. Or there's a focus on being a hell of a lot more prudent with as far as money is concerned, because maybe there may have been a stop to some sort of income or source of money, or you may be focused on a source of money that could have the potential to work for you, but you may have to learn a lot more or put in a lot of work in order for you to see it be more steady. But just be mindful nonetheless. This Knight of Pentacles is saying I feel that you're okay, even if things are moving slowly. I feel that you are looking to conserve what you have, but that you are also being very careful and surveying the situation and dedicated to ensuring stability with your money and finances and making sure it remains steady. And you are receiving help where you can. You also could be being a source of help as well to others, but be careful about that. Now, in the unexpected, you do have Aries, the Ten of Wands. So you're carrying a burden here. You're carrying a burden. You've been carrying a burden for a long time. Maybe burdened with a few things that's going on here, and you've been going the distance. But I think that your potential towards what you've been carrying is come to quite an exhaustive state. So let's take a closer look at it. Ten of Wands here. What is this burden that you're carrying that's unexpected for you? Tell me about this Ten of Wands for Aries, please. Tell me about the Ten of Wands for Aries, please. Tell me about, thank you. Let's see what happened with that. That might be something that's going on with you too, Aries. Something happened. You're trying to figure out what the fuck happened with that. You got the Nine of Wands that came out on that Ten of Wands with the Eight of Swords and the Lovers. At the bottom, you do have the Devil. Yeah, something's going down. It's going down. This is toxic energy. You are feeling burdened for sure. You might be feeling some fear. It's possible you might even be feeling a little anger, but something may be coming to light, or you may be feeling forced in some way, or you're trying to be resilient here. But there's something that you're going to find you're going to have to work on and pay attention to the details, and it's going to be having your ass busy. Because on that Ten of Wands, you do have the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Lovers. So there's some sort of constraint, some sort of limitation or restriction that you're dealing with. Or you may just be burdened by being trapped in your mind about a lot of shit. But this is you focusing on how to persevere and overcome, endure, or how to defend or stay on guard, or you are on guard about this because you intend to liberate yourself of this burden. But it may come down to you needing to make a very, very important choice, or it may have something to do with contracts or a particular connection or relationship that may be leaning on you in some way that it's a little much right now. And you want to liberate yourself. You want to free yourself from it. And so you're perhaps burdened with how to go about doing that shit. Now, something very positive that's going to happen to you is the Hangman. So this is you being able to find the alternatives, okay, to perhaps fulfilling your commitments, to maintaining within a connection, or as it has to do with work or with money, or even with maintaining stability and security, or staying strong about home, or with you being able to have positive outcomes, though you may be experiencing adversity, by maintaining a positive outlook. You might be even figuring out how to break free of something. But the Hangman is saying that this is you taking a pause, holding off to sort shit out, come up with what is another way, seeing things from a different perspective here. And perhaps even maybe you are focusing on a way to just surrender, or something positive is something is being sacrificed, so maybe you don't have to sacrifice something here. But let's take a look. Tell me about the Hangman as being something positive. Now also with the Hangman, something that was stuck may become unstuck, or something that you wanted to suspend, you get to suspend. But with the Hangman here, it is whatever will be positive for you that will take effect here for how the Hangman shall apply. You might be able to surrender something, or someone is surrendering to you. Tell me about the Hangman as something positive for Aries here, please. 3 cards. Tell me about the Hangman for Aries. Thank you. Okay, so With the star here, there may be a focus on an Aquarius, or an Aquarius is involved, but this is focusing on getting wish fulfillment, having healing and hope with a situation, having empathy, compassion towards the situation, if you will. What's on that hangman is you do have the Six of Swords, Justice, and the Three of Cups. Very, very nice. So something that you may have felt stuck about, you become unstuck, or whatever it is you wanted to cause to put a stop to, you're able to put a stop to. Whatever you need an alternative with, you get the alternative, because this is you getting balance, getting something in your favor, making the right decision, transitioning from something difficult or around a conflict, and transitioning that and move into calmer waters, because you're able to come up with some sort of compromise, or you're able to reconnect or get cooperation and support here, or create harmony for yourself and or others. Now, let's take a look at that Eight of Pentacles before we check out that outcome of yours. But keep it together though, Aries. Keep it together, okay? Spirit, tell me about the Eight of Pentacles for Aries. 3 cards, please. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles for Aries. Thank you. You have the Nine of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Devil. Underneath is the Seven of Swords. So you may be escaping something. I say that because on this particular Seven of Swords, there's like this white flag here of peace. That feels like peace to me. There's something you're escaping, or you are getting rid of negative stinking thinking. You are avoiding sabotage, either at your hand or the hand of another. You're able to move away from something that was causing you difficulties or problems. You may have been able to get something back that was taken from you, or prevent something from being taken from you with the Seven of Swords at work, or you're getting something back. But with that Eight of Pentacles, you do have this Nine of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Devil. So this is you finding some sort of peace with a decision, or being able to come up with a compromise, or there's a choice here that is made that brings peace, or there's an end to a stalemate or some sort of stagnation, and it allows you to get satisfaction and contentment in a situation where you may have been experiencing burden, fear, anger, or feeling stuck, or where there was some toxicity as it has to do with work. Be careful of overburden. So now your likely outcome here is the Four of Swords. With this Four of Swords here, this feels like you being restless about something you've had to put to rest. You've had to let go. It feels like something that you may have not wanted to take a step back from. Tell me about this Four of Swords. I'm here. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Sometimes you just got to be open to a new way of doing things. But that's what it is. Tell me about this Four of Swords for Aries. 3 cards, please. 3 cards, please. Thank you. Okay, underneath you do have Temperance. So there could be in a Sagittarius that is the focus. But with Temperance here, this is about balancing things, making adjustments, trying to heal things, not doing things in any extreme way, prioritizing, also being patient, focus on, removing any excess. The Temperance here is also talking about, perhaps having to find yourself compromising with something perhaps you may not want to have to compromise about, but it's in an effort to have cooperation. There may have been a clashing of interests. But on that Four of Swords, with the King of Wands and the Six of Cups and the Two of Pentacles here, this here is putting something to rest, even if you may still be restless about it. Letting something go that you've been meditating on or contemplating, something that you perhaps don't want to have to lay down, but you know you need to, or it's just that's how it's going to go, for the sake of having satisfaction here, emotional satisfaction, or there may be a focus with family or children where, you know, there's a need to do what's best. And what you're contemplating, perhaps you're restless about what those terms need to be or how they end up becoming, but it's for the sake of stability, or something perhaps is being restructured where there may be a need for you to have flexibility at a time that you may not necessarily have wanted to have flexibility, where there's a need to collaborate and, you know, based on drawing on your experience here, overcoming any issue that's existing here between someone from the past or something from the past, or it's to do with family or children or significant relationship, where you're being called to show some compassion here, and be generous perhaps. And this is taking a lot for you to do that, but this is you being mature in your actions. But I feel that you're a little disgruntled about it, Aries. Like, you really rather not have to act like, you know, an adult or with maturity. You may just want what you want here. So I feel like you're showing some restraint, or, you know, you're dealing with someone where you're working very hard and learning how to have some sort of self-control or discipline, to create balance, or where you need to adapt, or you recognize there's a need to adapt in order to have a successful conclusion to a matter that you right now, you know, may find yourself turning your back to, or feel like someone's turning their back to you about. So just do what is best here. But maybe this is that thing where you're being asked to do something new, or there may be a need to have a change within a dynamic or with around a contract. And I feel like you are agreeing, but you disagree with it because it's a new way of doing things, right? I mean, it sucks, but that's what it is sometimes. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. So let's get some guidance here for you. What is some guidance for Aries? I also feel around your money and finances, Aries. You know, some of you are being a little stubborn about your money. Okay? You're being real prudent and you're being real tight with your money. And maybe you need to be. I don't know. But you also may be looking to put a stop to something you're paying for. And you're trying to get the details around that. And how to do it. And maybe you get it done, some of you. Some of you won't. You're going to hit an impasse. What is some guidance for Aries, please? What is guidance for Aries? But stay positive, though. Some of you are thinking about children, your children. I'm feeling a little restless about that. What is the guidance for Aries, please? What there are things you are considering. And so perhaps this is the time to be open to considering and discovering new ways and reforming some things. Guidance for Aries. Teamwork makes the dream work. And sometimes you don't get to be the leader. Sometimes you have to be the example and allow someone else to lead. What is the guidance for Aries? Thank you. She who is wild, savage, untamed, wild, and mysterious. Temper thyself. Right? Control thyself. Let us see what that is talking about for you. Good old Aries. As you know, you quick to, I'm also hearing start a riot. What's that about? So, she who is wild, untamed, wild, and mysterious. The message of this card is to examine what makes you feel tame and predictable. Now commit to doing one unexpected act each day. Think of it as random acts of authenticity. Monitor the reactions of those in your inner circle. Some will be your corvid, flight mates, while others may need to be gently moved further away. Only those who can support you in your arcane fancies need to be maintained. Your best answer to the current situation is to let them know you are a magical wild thing. Some questions to ask yourself, Aries. Who supports my authenticity? What unexpected things can I do today? Where can my magic take me? So what is it that you are looking to achieve? And how will you go about achieving it? And who will join you and achieve it with you? That is the question. And it may require you coming with a new approach or changing yourself or seeing how you can make the changes going on around you. Underneath, you do have audace. This card keeps coming out. She who resists, fearless, justified, resistant. And what she is telling you as advice, Aries, the message is to fight for yourself. Resist those who would change who you are. Stand against injustice in your world. It is best to choose the path of nonviolence, yet at times you may have to use justified anger as impetus to move yourself forward. This moment calls for you to draw on your own inner strength. Examine how you may be allowing things to happen simply by refusing to resist. This is not a time to allow others to walk all over you. Some questions to ask yourself are, am I allowing my power to be blocked? Is my anger justified? Are there peaceful ways to resist or not? I hope these messages help. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching, Aries. Bye.